Sooner or later, every War Thunder player faces the same question: what to aim for after the first few ranks? By rank 5, familiar World War II tanks give way to modern, more versatile machines, the main battle tanks, or MBTs. Vehicles like the T-55s, the Patton, and the Centurion still carry echoes of wartime design, but a new philosophy of armored warfare is already beginning to emerge. Today we'll explore this transitional era, looking at its tanks and helping you choose a vehicle that matches your playstyle. Just as in real life, War Thunder's MBTs split into two broad families, Western and Soviet. NATO designs are represented by Germany's Leopards, France's AMX-30s, Italy's OF-40s, Japan's Type 74s, America's Pattons, and Britain's MBTs. The Soviet approach, meanwhile, is reflected in the USSR's own tanks, as well as Chinese variants like the Type 59 and the Type 69. Western MBTs are usually fast and agile, with relatively light armor and a focus on long-range engagements. Their doctrine is simple: the tank that gets into position first and fires accurately wins. Excellent gun depression also makes them very effective on hilly terrain. The German Leopard MBT embodies this concept perfectly. Armed with NATO's standard 105mm gun, the main tank of the Bundeswehr delivers fast, accurate fire with powerful ammunition. Combined with superb optics and high mobility, the Leopard excels as a sniper. Its weaknesses are just as clear: sights that become a liability at close range, and fragile armor that offers little protection even against outdated vehicles. The same design concept can be seen in France, Italy, and Japan, each with its own twist, of course. The French AMX-30 stands out for its excellent reverse speed and locally developed high-performance heat rounds. Japan's Type 74 has somewhat better protection, comes with a stabilizer, and uses hydropneumatic suspension to tilt its hull, providing it with firing positions unavailable to most other tanks. Both the AMX-30 and the Type 74 use lower magnification optics compared to the Leopard. Italy's OF-40 is a completely different story. Its fire control system combines high magnification optics with a laser rangefinder and a ballistic computer that instantly adjust your aim for the right range with just the push of a button. American and British MBTs, by contrast, will appeal to fans of heavy armor. The American M48s and M60s, as well as the British Centurions and Chieftains, are much better protected than the Leopard. Certain models stand out even more, such as the M60A1 AOS, a variant of the American MBT with a stabilized gun. Its thick frontal armor resists Soviet shells with explosive filler, and even some sub-caliber rounds of fellow NATO tanks. And its stabilizer enables accurate fire on the move. However, the M60 is significantly slower than the Leopard, and the Chieftains are pretty much rolling fortresses. These sluggish tanks with sturdy turrets are perfect for defensive firefights at medium to long ranges. Still, Britain also offers lighter, export-oriented tanks, such as the Vickers Mark I and Mark III, which play more like the Leopard. For those who want both speed and armor, Soviet engineers developed the T-55 and T-62. These tanks combine solid firepower with decent protection and only slightly fall behind other MBTs in terms of mobility. The trade-off for their prowess is the fact that they suffer from a range of small drawbacks, such as slow aiming speed, poor reverse speed, and limited gun depression, that can become a real issue on hilly terrain. Their optics are also noticeably worse than those used by their Western counterparts. But then again, these tanks are designed for engagements where 16 times zoom is hardly necessary. If you have a good plan, Soviet MBTs excel at offensive pushes. You can also find vehicles of this type in the rosters of Sweden, Israel, and Warsaw Pact countries, like the Finnish T-55M sitting in the Swedish tech tree. Meanwhile, China offers a more balanced approach, The Type 59 and other Chinese tanks broadly follow Soviet designs, but feature stabilizers, laser rangefinders, and other handy upgrades, even in earlier models. Sweden and Israel bring unique twists to MBT development. Israel didn't build tanks for a long time, instead opting for upgrading imported and captured vehicles. As a result, its tree mixes Soviet, British, and American MBTs, letting you take a combined lineup into battle and switch styles as needed. Sweden, meanwhile, acquired British Centurions but also developed its own original design, the STRV-103. This turretless MBT features hydropneumatic suspension and a rapid-firing gun with an autoloader. The STRV-103 plays unlike almost any other vehicle in War Thunder, offering its best experience to seasoned tankers. Finally, the crucial question when choosing your first MBT is, what is your future going to look like? In other words, what awaits you at higher ranks? Later German and French MBTs continue their predecessor's style, but add stronger armor on top of speed and firepower. Italy doubles down on mobility and firepower, while Japan keeps its hydropneumatic suspension and equips its tanks with speedy autoloaders. The USA expands on both speed and protection. Basically, all late MBTs, from Soviet to Chinese ones, are more refined versions of their earlier designs. Once again, though, there are the same familiar outliers, Sweden and Israel. Sweden shifted course by importing second-generation Leopards, while Israel went on to create their own MBT, the Merkava, designed for maximum crew survivability. In short, early MBTs introduce a new post-World War II approach to armored warfare, without yet reaching the cutting-edge technology of later vehicles. Choose the MBT line that feels right for you, and let us know in the comments. Which one's your favorite?